for our sessions. And here is something about sir's profile. Sir is experienced automation specialist in a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and service industry. He is also skilled in UiPath, MSBI, VB Script, SQLite, HTML, and PowerShell. He has also strong engineering professionals with a AKVK degree college, and he is also on goal focus on computer from BSVR school. If we talk about sir's innovations, and he has won some prizes. If we talk about them, then he won the first prize in UiPath Power Up Automation Hackathon in 2019. Okay, and he also created a new awesome query language for custom activity on data table manipulation in simple text using UiPath. Sir, welcome, sir.
Yeah,
And
thank you very much for great introduction.
thank you, sir. The meeting is up to you. And sir, we hope we have a great sessions. Please enlighten us from the knowledge of yours. Thank you, sir.
Sure, thanks a lot. Yeah,
Thank
let
you,
me know once you are able to see my screen, all of you.
Yes, sir.
Is it recordable? So is it recording, or if you want to record?
Yes, sir. We are recording that.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So let's go to the first slide. Yeah. So.
Yes, sir.
So are you all know about UI? Initially, it is a first session. Is it the first session in UiPath?
No, sir. We have 7-day session. Initial introductory session
Okay.
in our phase 2.
Okay, so I will just give a small intro about the UiPath and RPA. Okay, so then we will go to the practical sessions, the main things. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So initially, the name itself, RPA, is nothing but a robotic process automation. Anything is without human. So without human, anything is working. So then that is called automation. So nowadays, all the organizations are introducing RPA into their organizations, because wherever there is a manual stuff, manually the repetitive task is doing. So, regularly people doing copy paste the values from one location to another location, interact with the multiple applications like Excel, email. Okay, so these things. So some disturbance is coming. So yeah, Thank you. Okay, so yeah, robotic process automation, any type of process. So if you take the process in the sense, if you just apply for the personal loan, so there is some process involved. You have to submit some documents, and once you submit the documents, there is a validation part. Okay, so if you take any process, not only the personal loan, take any process, the process involves multiple sub steps, and those steps we have to automate. That is called robotic process automation. Robotic means it is a mimicking the human. So mimicking the human in the sense, so what the human is doing with the computer, they are using the keyboard keys and mouse, right? So copy paste, or opening the application in any browser, or opening the emails and check the emails. So these things, and also how the human is doing. In the same way, the robot is also interacting with the computer and reduce the manual work. Okay, so nowadays people, not only the single organization, so all the sectors, healthcare and pharma industry. Okay, so finance industry, every industry, they are introducing the RPA into their organizations. Now, so the benefits are very limited benefits. Okay, I'm showing here, but there is a lot of benefits that are there in the RPA. Someone is not in mute, I feel. So I'm just getting some noise. Yeah, can you please go into the mute? Okay, thank you. Okay, so the first is works in existing business process. Normally, if any software, if you introduce into the organization, so it's they have to change the existing business process. But if you introduce the RPA into the organization, no need to change the existing business process, because so how the human is working in the same way, the robot is also do the same type of work. Okay, no need to change the existing business process. The second advantage is like a 24/7, no sick leaves, no. Okay, so you don't go to the vacations, these things, all right. So as a human, so human will work in the 8 hours or 9 hours per day. Okay, so but the robot will work as it is a software, a piece of software. It will work 24/7. So that means so we will get more productivity. Okay, there is a minimal errors as a human. If the human is working almost 30 years in the same type of work every day, sometimes there is a chances to work do the mistakes, right? It's like it's based on his mood, his or her mood, right? But minimal errors means as a software, so how you design in the same way it will work. If any errors are there, so you can update and upgrade in the new version. So fix the bugs and you can release the new version. So very minimal errors. So and also works in the unstructured data also. Unstructured data in the sense there is a PDFs, documents, the text within the images or email body. Okay, just imagine there is some values coming in the email body. So we have to read that text in the email body or subject and process those things. So these are all the unstructured data. There are two types of data: unstructured and structured. Structured means where the data is placed into the rows and columns, like a Excel, CSV, data table. These are all the structured data. The unstructured data is the text within the image or text within the PDF. Okay, these are all unstructured data. So the RPA will work with the unstructured data also by using the OCR concept, optical character recognition. The final thing, no coding is required. 95% coding is not required, I can say. Okay, because only logical thinking is required. We're not going to write multiple lines of code here. We just utilize existing ready-made activities. That means already prepared activities. Okay, they already build a piece of codes, and we have to drag and drop arranging the logic. Okay, so then go to the next slide. It is attended. There is a attended bots and unattended bots. Two types of bots. In RP world, people call it as a bot. Bot means, so instead of to differentiate between the physical robots and virtual robots, we are creating the virtual robots, not the physical robots. Okay, so for example, if anyone asks, so what you are doing? So if you say I'm creating the robots, they will think immediately, they thought that so it is I'm creating the physical robots. Okay, so to differentiate the virtual robots and physical robots, people call in RPA world a bot, bot. Okay, so the terminology is like how many attended bots you are configured, how many unattended bots it is in the production. Okay, so these things are also, if you go to the interview also, they will ask like how many bots you develop. Okay, how many bots, right? So in bots, so bot means a piece of software. That's it. It will work, it will sit into your system, and it will work as per your schedule. Okay, so there is two types of bots: attended, unattended. Attended means, as you are seeing in the picture, a human and a robot will work together and complete the whole process. Initially, I said the process involves the multiple steps, right? So few steps is done by the robot, few steps done by a human. Maybe sometimes just human justification is required, so they have to decide, right? Then the robot will send the email to the a human, so human will just reply to that mail. So then immediately the robot will read that and process further, go to the further process. Unattended is like it has a picture is showing, it is a scheduled one. So bots will schedule as per the scheduled times, it will work. Okay, so let's go to I assume that so you all installed UiPath Studio into your machine, okay, your PCs for practice, as you already had a classes, almost 7 classes, right? So let's go to a few topics. Now, web automations. Normally, if you go to the websites, any websites, you have a web controls. These are all the controls, right? So each and everything is elements. This is a text box element. a button element. So let me once you install the UiPath Studio, if you want to install the UiPath Studio, let's go to the platform.uipath.com and log in with your Gmail account. Once you log in with your Gmail account, so it will redirect you to the a download button. See here, so you can download the studio. It is like a one MSI file. Once you download into your machine, just double click on that. It will install into your system. Okay. In the UiPath, okay, in the RPA, so UiPath is a leading now. Okay, so leading software. Okay, there is almost 50 above RPA tools are there, but almost from 3 years onwards, UiPath is a leader. So it has a lot of features. In UiPath, we have three kinds of main components. One is the studio, another one is a robot, the third one is a orchestrator. So the one which you are seeing now, this is the orchestrator. Okay, this is the orchestrator. And if you go to the once you install these two, you will see. So UiPath Studio and Assistant. Let's go to the UiPath Studio. UiPath Studio is a place where you are developing the robots. You're building the robots. So let us build a small automation project. So once you open the studio, you will see this kind of screen. Let's go to the new process. New process means it's a blank process. Let's create a blank process. Day one. Day one. Okay. So you have to provide a name of the process and where you want to store the location and the description. So once you give the details, so it will show the screen. Click on the open main workflow. This is a place where you are building the robots. Okay, designing the robots. Okay, so in the left hand side, you can see the activities panel. So as I said, everything is ready-madely available. So if you want to interact with the CSV, there is a CSV activities. If you want to interact with the Excel, there is Excel activities. Okay, there is a lot of activities are built in, available in the activities panel. If you don't find any activities here, you can just simply install from the manage packages. So let us see that one also so after a few minutes. So now there is a UI. Under UIs, these things and all, they categorized into the multiple pieces. This is the under UI automation. Okay, let us see a small example. botsdna.com. Okay, so in the botsdna.com, there is a setup server. Click on the setup servers. Okay, so what the robot has to do. So we will see a small example. So what the robot has to do, robot has to go to the website. Okay, so what I done, open the browser, log into go to the URL botsdna.com and click on this setup server. So after that, so if you want to set up a server, you have to select the OS, which OS you want to set up. This is a dummy website. Okay, so click on the Windows 10. Okay, so this example, so just imagine a IT person. Okay, so the networking guy. So there is almost 100 people are working in the shifts. So their daily basis duty is they are getting the information from different sources. So people, they will call to the they will send a mail. Okay, the mail contains the details of the which OS they want to create a new server, what is the RAM size, what is the HDD, hard disk, which applications they want to publish into the initially. Okay, they are creating the virtual machines. Just imagine 100 employees are working on the same thing. So it's a repetitive work in the sense they are getting the data from mails or Excels. Suppose if I see the Excel here, the Excel contains the request. Once the employee, they raise the request, they are getting this record. For each record, they have to pick the OS and go to the website, select the OS here. Okay, so and select the RAM size, select the HDD. So the comma separated applications are there. Select those things in the here And so once they click on the create server, it will create a server, and they have to send a server details to this particular email. Okay, so this is a daily job. Okay, I'm just click on the create server. This is creating a new server. Just imagine this is creating a new server, and it will provide a new virtual machine details, the IP address, username, and password. Okay, so what the network employee is doing, they will copy these details. Okay, they will send to that particular email, or they can just simply paste those details here. So let us see that. So before, so they will paste here. So let us automate this kind of work. Okay, so do you understand? So just imagine, so how many are working? 100 people are working in the same type of work. Let us see. Go to the UiPath Studio. What we done initially, open browser. Just drag and drop. We're not writing any code, just drag and drop. Okay, then, so which website we're logging in? This is a website. Okay, here is a website. So if you want, you can create a variables so I am assuming that so you well known about the variables and data types. So you have a variables panel. Go to the variables panel and click on the create variable. What's DNA URL? You have to give in the double quotes as it is a string. So by default, it is a string, right? You can change the data type also if you want. And instead of hard coding the values, I'm just giving a variable name. Okay. And also here, you can change the type of the browser. So here's a Chrome I'm giving. So keep in mind, for the Chrome, you have to install the Chrome extension. Okay. So I already installed the Chrome extension. If you see, I already installed the Chrome extension, UiPath extension. Once you install the Chrome extension, you have to click on the details, and here you have to switch on all the switches. How can you install your Chrome extension? Go to the studio, click on the home. There is a tools. In the tools tab, you have all these extensions: Chrome extension, Mozilla Firefox. Okay, so which application you are interacting with? If you want to interact with the Firefox application browser, just install the Firefox extension. Silverlight applications, because UiPath is interacting with the multiple applications, multiple type of files also: Excel file, Word file, PNG file, TXT file, CSV file, right? And applications wise, so it will interact with the different type of browsers, different type of Windows desktop application, legacy applications. Okay, and the applications which built on Java. Okay, so Silverlight. Okay, not only that, so it will interact with a virtual machine also. So if you are logging into some other server from here, so you can automate without installing the UiPath Studio onto that particular server. So the robot is running here, okay, but it performs automation in the server. This is also possible. Okay, now you have to just simply click on the Chrome. Once you click on the Chrome, so keep in mind, before installing the UiPath Chrome extension, close all the Chrome browser. Okay, then click on the Chrome. Then it will install into your machine. Okay, now as otherwise it won't allow you to select the items. By default, Internet Explorer is there. Okay, for Internet Explorer, Internet IE, you don't need to install any extensions. Okay, it will directly allow you to indicate the elements, identify the elements. Okay, once you open the let's go back here. Okay, once you open the browser, what you done? So we just click on a particular tab, right? Use the click activity. Okay, here if you see the activities panel, all the actions which is performing every action, the corresponding related activity is available. An activity is called a simple action done by the user is called activity. Anything like a right click, double click, right? So mouse over, everything. Suppose here hover. If you just see hover, sometimes if you mouse over on the main menu, then only the sub menu will appear. Something like a Flipkart or Amazon. So those things and all, it will appear once you mouse over. Let us see the click activity. This is drag and drop, indicator on screen. We are not writing any code, but we are just drag and drop and I'm giving the some details. Okay, once you drag the click activity, you have to specify where to click. Okay, if you just drag the type into, you have to specify where to type and what to type. Understand? And if you just use a checkbox, check activity, you have to specify where to check and whether it is a check or uncheck. These kind of things we have to provide. We're not writing any code. Let's click on the indicate on element. Once you click on the indicate element, it will allow you to select where to click. So, okay, it is a selection mode. Understand? It is selection mode. So you can select any element in the screen. Now we have to select this one, right? This one. So let's click on this icon. And basically, this is a selector. Okay. Selector means UiPath identifies. Okay, UiPath identifies the elements in the screen based on the selector, not from the image. Okay, once you so once you click on that selector, so it is showing some image, right? Let us see some small thing. I'm just indicating on the screen again the home button, right? Home button. Now, if you just go to the, let's click on. Let's click on the this whole thing, home. If I just run, where it will click, it will click on the virtual plots. I'm just giving the some small delay, so because it is coming outside immediately from the snippets panel, so you can just drag the delay. So okay, so it is clicking on the virtual plots, but actually, so we have to click on here, right? Okay, so let's go to the selector, and selector is like a tag. It is a seems like a HTML tags, right? You know HTML, the tag has a properties. Okay, the attributes and attributes having the values. The values has the data type. So see here, this is a tag. Web control is a tag. A name is a property, and this is a value, and tag again. Okay, P. So it is exactly the same like how you learned earlier the HTML, the self-closing tags. Okay, and here if I highlight, it is highlighting the virtual plots. Okay. It is not highlighting, so it is showing the red. That means it is not valid selector. Let's valid. Okay, what is there here? Setup server. Okay, I'm just giving the star *. So because the * represents okay, so zero or many characters, replace the zero or many characters. Okay. Server. Okay, not servers. Okay, let us remove the server yes, and highlight. If it is not working, just try again. Okay, star. Okay, so it's not working. So um, let us copy this one. Okay, copy this one. Go to the notepad. Okay, and type here. This is like an investigation on the selector. So we have to investigate on the selectors, how the selectors are built. Suppose just select this one, setup server. This is a giving the different type of selector. Let's copy here. What is the difference between these two? The title, this one is same, right? This one and the above one is same. We don't have any difference here. And a name and tag equal to p. Yeah, only the server, right? Server. Let's see here, server. Try to run. Let us see. So which one it will click? Yeah, it is clicking on the server. But actually, so see, if you see here, which is the image? The image is a virtual plots. Okay, so you can understand this is not depending on the image which it is selecting. It is just depending on the a selector. That's it. Okay, so let us see. So let us open this, enable, expand. Let us go inside, and we have to remove the first line, because why it is a first line? So if it is going outside, basically this is a independent activity. So if you go inside in the sense within the browser, so we need only, suppose for example, let us see here, we have a two tags, right? Two tags where I'm able to select the two tags. Let us go inside, indicate again, select this. See, one tag only. So we are selecting the one tag only. Okay, one tag only. See, if I move outside, it is not valid. It is not valid because it has only the one. It is like a, see, a simple definition of the selector is like a, it is the address of the UI element. If you write a wrong address, it will go to the wrong place. You have to imagine the letters. If you write the wrong address, it will go to the some other person. So if you write the proper address, it will go to the correct place. In the same way, if you just select the any wrong selector, it will go to the wrong place. Okay, now let us see this. Okay, so once it is clicked, so what we have to do, once it is clicked on that, it will click on that setup server. Okay, then so we had to select the item from the drop down list. Okay, so to select the item from the drop down list, there is a separate activity is there. Okay, so what is that? Select item. Select item. Okay. Just drag and drop the select item, indicate on the screen. Okay, and what you want to select? See here in the drop down list, every item which is there in the drop down list, it is came into here. So I want to select the 10. Yeah, so 10, and then again select item to select the RAM. You can select this 30 GB. And what is the next one? Select item activity is used to select the item from the list, the drop down list. Okay, so HDD is a basically a check activity. Check. Indicate on the screen. So select the items here. It is a index 3. Index 3 means index 3 is not so while we are creating the selectors, you have to keep in mind few points like this. So you should not take the values which is just changing. Okay, so suppose UI Explorer is used to select the so it is used to build the selectors. Okay, suppose for example there is a name I'm taking, okay, inner text. So these things also, if I just validate, it is validating properly, right? It is validating properly. Okay, so in the selector, okay, so while you are using the attributes, this is the attribute. Okay, this is again attribute. Okay. So you should not take the attributes which having the values. Okay, so why we should not take this attribute a name? A name we can take, but a name we should not take in this situation. Okay, a name we can take, but a name we should not take in this situation. Let us see. So let us just execute again. The time is changed, and here click on the validate. It is not validating. Do you understand? Okay, it is not validating. Okay, Okay, so why it is not validating? Because the time is changed, right? That's why we should not take the values, attributes, so where the values are changed. Got it? So let us see now here, indicate on the screen and select this one. Okay. Uh, so now, so there is some problem here. So it is ID is HDD, but the AA name is it is saying that's 250 GB. That is wrong actually. So it's a 1 TB, right? So it is also a little bit difficult to identify elements. So because so you should not take the table column and table row also, because the tomorrow they may change the application, they may change the instead of 2 GB they may change the 10 GB, right? 10 TB, like that. Okay, so in these situations, what is that? So suppose for example here index is 3, that's why 1 TB is selecting. If I use of index is 2, okay, index is 2, 500 GB is selecting. Got it. So you should not take the index. Why you should not take the index? Because in between the 250 GB and 500 GB, if they introduce the 300 GB, okay, a new item. So if you use the index, a 500 GB is index is like, so index is equal to 2. Then tomorrow, if the application changes, any new item introduced in the middle, then the index will select index will mislead you, right? Unfortunately, it will just select the wrong values. Got it? Okay, so this is one situation where we have to introduce the anchor base. Anchor base in the sense, let us see the anchor base. Remove. Okay, so here we will just use the anchor. Anchor base is a activity, so where how the human is by seeing the label, he is deciding this is a 1 TB. So okay, so if you just don't see this label, how can you know this checkbox is for the 250 GB, right? By seeing this label only, you was deciding this checkbox is for 250 GB. So by seeing this a label 1 TB, you are deciding this checkbox is for 1 TB. So which side the anchor is? This is an anchor. Anchor is basically a care of address. Okay, just imagine the situation where you are writing the letter to the one person. So just imagine some Agarwal. Okay, so if you just write a letter to the Agarwal, so in the same line, okay, in the, suppose for example Gandhi Road is there. Okay, in the Gandhi Road, Agarwal. In the Gandhi Road, there is a 5 Agarwals are there. In that situation, how can you, okay, give the proper address? You're just using the care of address. Okay, that's why. So in the same way, you are just using the care of address for this. So let us see. In the anchor, you have an anchor and the drop the activity which you want in the left, right side, right? But here, anchor which side? Anchor is the right side, but actually we have to check in the left side. So you can have the position, anchor position is there. Click on that and give the position, anchor position is a right side. Okay, so now the anchor is right side, and actually, so we have to click on the activities which you want to perform. So whether it is a click activity or get text activity, type into activity, any activity. Okay, so in the anchor place, there is a 2 places, right? Anchor place, find element. Just drag the find element here and indicate on the screen, indicate the label here. Okay, so just select the label. See, 2 TB is there. Okay, so then just use a check box. Check activity. So check activity is used to check for the check boxes as well as the radio button. See the tooltip. Okay, just drag and drop the checkbox. Okay, And also one more thing I want to tell you. So if you mouse over any activity, it will tell the tooltip. And also each activity has the properties. Each property, if you mouse over, okay, so it has a tooltip. It will tell you, so what is it for? Okay. Not only that, so if you select any activity in this and just press the F1 button, okay, F1 button. Okay, let me press the F1. It will redirect you to the documentation. See, it is very easy to learn the UI path just by researching, just drag and drop. And okay, so click on the F1, select that particular activity, press F1, it will redirect you to the a specific document. So this is a select item. Let's close, try for another one. Click activity, F1. You understand? Okay, it's very easy to learn. Okay, so if you have a, yeah, so basically the passion is required. So if you have a passion, so it is very easy to learn and so deep dive into the UI part. So click on that checkbox and select the checkbox. Okay, so in the checkbox selector, you have only the input. So let us see, so whether it is a 2 GB is a 2 TB is selecting or not. So yeah, let's go to the, let's close the browsers. Close the browsers. Yeah, let us try to run. It will open the new browser and it will click on the server setup, and then it is selecting the items. See, it is selected the Windows 10 and 32 GB and 2 TB. And we will see the same thing about the applications. Checkbox, click on the checkbox here. Suppose, for example, this checkbox is Microsoft Office. Let us see, is there any Microsoft Office text is there? If it is not there, Microsoft Office text, go to the UI Explorer, research on these attributes. If any Microsoft Office is there, if you don't have, then so we have to go for the anchor base. Okay, let's go for the anchor base for this also. Oh, which side is anchor? Anchor is the right side. So give the position right side and use the find element anchor side. Select any application. Check whether the application name is coming here. So this time apply the value should come. So because see, wherever you see that, so the value should not change. Okay, then you can consider that value. So whether it is a name or inner text or tag or ID, anything, any property in the selector. Okay, just take that. And now, so you have to use a check activity to check the checkboxes also. Okay. Indicate on the screen. Select. Yes. Okay. Now, let us use the click activity of that. So we can go to the next page. Next page. Always you have to check the selector. See, it is a best practice. You have to check always whenever you indicate immediately what is the action. You have to check whether the selector is a strong selector or weak selector. Okay, how can you decide whether it is a strong selector? By just observing the selector, you can see the meaningful names. If you have simply a name is equal to something like that, this one, so you should not take this kind of things, because maybe tomorrow if you run now it may work, tomorrow it won't work. Okay, so because the number changes, or suppose for example the value, the partial value will change. That's why you should not take those kind of things. Otherwise, if you want, you can introduce the hashtag symbols for few places. Okay, there is some rules. Okay, those rules you have to follow. Now let us try to run this. Okay, so it is working as per the expected. Now, what is the next step? Once we done this part, the open browser, these things and all, I'm just collapsing this one. So I'm writing the some annotations. Open bots DNA server setup and create a new server by apply the details, something like that. So see, it is something annotations. By just simply seeing this container, I can understand. So within this, so this is the work it is doing. Okay, so it is always best practice to just writing the annotations and giving the meaningful names. So open the bots DNA. Okay, so by seeing the name itself, you can understand what it is going inside. Okay, let us take the another one. So get text activity, get the text of this one. Okay, so let us see whether the IP address is coming properly. Table column 2. If you understand the selector, you can write your own selector. So okay, see here, this values will change, IP address will change. You should not take the AA name, you should not take the column name. Maybe the table column will not change because every time the IP address will come in that column only, right? So let us take these two. Okay, and row table row. Okay, yeah, see here, this is the IP address. If I change the table row to 2, okay, so this is IP address. Okay, let's remove this one. 2, username. If it's going to the 3, these are all the standards. Let's take this one. Okay, password. Okay, so let us go to that and use the 1 here. Table row is 1, so that it will retrieve the IP address. Store this IP address into the one variable. Okay, the get text activity is used to getting the text from the website and just creating the variables. You can use a control K to create a variables, IP address, and use another get text to retrieve the second one. So okay, so instead of that, so what I am just doing, so I'm just doing the copy paste. See, copy and select the same activity and paste. Select the same activity and paste. So we have a 3, right? So here I'm just changing the index, the row number to 2, so that it will retrieve the username. Go to the values of that particular property, control K, username, and go to here, change the value to 3, highlight. Yeah, it is a password, right? Okay, here is a password. Okay, so we got the IP address and name and password. So what you want to do with that? So you can simply write down into the a text file. So or doing this something like a creating the text files. Let's do that one. Okay, so creating the text files. Okay, how can you create a text files? So write text file. Okay, write text file. Just drag and drop write text file, and here you just mentions where you want to write. And just creating so all new servers. Okay. Within the new servers, it will create a text file and it will load all the new values. So here, so give a path of this particular new folder path. Within the double quotes, you have to give it within the double quotes and slash. What is a text file, new text file you're planning? Okay, so if you're planning with the IP address, So can we create a with IP address? IP address having the colons, right? What is that? Colons? It has a colons. If it just it has a colon, so yeah, we have to replace that colon to the dot. Okay, let's create. Let's uh, go to here. See, this is a folder path. After that, we have to create a new file path, file name. Okay, so the file name is the IP address dot replace is a method, so you can just apply all the string methods which is available in the .NET. Okay, because UiPath built on the top of the .NET. Okay, so it will support all the .NET kind of methods, so the string methods, data methods, these things and all. So let us create a in the brackets. So what you want to replace, instead of colon, the old value and the new value. New value is a dot. Okay, dot to string. Okay, or so just simply plus dot txt. Okay, so here in this place it will replace with the one new IP address. Okay. So this is a path of the text file. So what is about the text which is available in that particular text file? So let's go to the text property and here mention IP address colon or equal to, so the IP address plus IP address and plus environment dot new line. So it will go to the another line. Okay. To yeah, environment dot new line and so plus user name is equal to username plus environment dot new line plus password is equal to password. That's it. So let us try to run now. What will happen? So is it create any new text files? Let us see. See here in this folder. Now it is empty. Let us try to run. Okay, so let's go to the text file. So here is a text file, and if you open again, so these are all the data which is a results. So from where this data comes from? This is coming from the website. This is that much easy. So see the normally the person. So it is now it is for the one record. What if we just combine this whole thing into the multiple records? Okay. Let us try to do that. Okay. Okay, so here I'm showing you an Excel. Excel has all the request IDs. Okay, the request IDs having the, okay, so maybe it is having the duplicates from this. Okay, yeah. So just imagine we have a few files. Okay, so these are all the things. So we have, so it is currently we have only 7 records. Just imagine 700 records are there. How much time it will take to human to do this kind of work? What the human has to do? Human has to open the botsdna.com. Let's go. He has to go to the setup, server setup, and take the value. Okay, and select the value from there. Okay, and applications, everything. See, he has to do that type of work, right? Now let us do the same thing from automation. Okay, so in the excel, so if you want to read the excel, you have a lot of activities in the excel. Excel activities are there in the UiPath. So before going to the excel, okay, so we have to know a few things about the excel. Okay, so excel having the excel, so we need, what is the excel path? Excel path in the sense, where is the Excel, whether it is a which drive, whether it is in the desktop or a D drive, C drive. So which path? The whole address of the Excel path. Okay, where is Excel? And Excel sheet name. So because the sheet, Excel having the sheets, see, there is a different type of sheets are there. So which sheet you are reading or which sheet you are manipulating the data. Okay, to interacting with the Excel, so we need basic things like a where is Excel and which sheet you want to modify or you want to read or doing the something, the sheet name, and what is the next thing, the cell address or range. Cell address or range. So what is the cell address? Cell address means, see, this Excel is like a all of cells. Okay, the cell having the address, the columns are indicating on the alphabets. So see, A columns are representing by gestures. So we can call by using the A column, B column, C column, D column. Okay, like that. So it is just by alphabets, but the rows are representing by the numbers. See, 1, 2, 3, number, record row number 8. Give me 1 second. Hello, hello. Yes. I will call you later. So I'm in meeting. Okay. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, sorry for that. Okay, rows are representing, so we can call rows, identifying the rows by using the numbers. Okay, so if this is a cell, this is a E12. So okay, E12 is a cell. So if you see the cell here, you can see the cell address is like this. Cell address is the combination of the a column alphabet and the row number. That is a cell address. And the range means, suppose for example this is a range. Okay, so what is the range? The starting, let us see here, what is the yellow color range? If you want to type, so you can type in the chart window. We have a chart window, right? So just type in the chart window. What is the range here? What is the range? Yellow colored range. The starting cell address, that is a D2. Let's write down here. The D2 is the range D2 a colon. So use a colon. D2, the starting index colon, and the ending cell address. What is that? E7. You can see that here, E7. This is the range. This is the range, and this is a cell address. Okay, so sometimes you have to provide the cell address only. Sometimes you have to provide the range. Okay, if you want to read the entire range, you have to provide the range. If you want to update the value in the cell, you have to provide the cell address. Okay, these three are the very important things. So to interact with the Excel. So now we have a UiPath has a Excel activities, workbook activities. Okay, please listen carefully here. Okay, UiPath having has a there is a two types of activities to do the same kind of work. So let us see here. UiPath, if I want to read the range, read cell. How many activities you are seeing? Read cell activity under work Excel, read cell activity under workbook. So why they provide two types of activities for to doing the same kind of work, but these two are doing the same kind of work. Read cell is used to reading the cell value. So what is the value present in the cell? Okay, so if you type the read range, see how many read ranges are there? Two read range activities. One is under Excel activities. See, app integration Excel activities. One is under workbook activities. Okay. So two activities they provided. But see, the Excel activities. Okay, so there is a difference why they provided the two activities. It's a very important to know why we have they provided the two activities. Like first difference. Office, MS Office should be installed in the bot machine, bot PC. So wherever the robot is running, Okay, wherever the robot is running in that particular mission, so the MS Office should be installed onto the mission. See, MS Office, that is the licensed version, right? Actually, so you have to pay. The organization has to pay purchase a license for the each and every mission, MS Office, right? So just imagine there is a mission. They don't have a MS Office on that particular mission, but they need to do only the simple Excel operations, like just a reading value from the particular cell in the Excel, or a simple action, write the data into a cell, a simple actions. So for doing a simple actions in the Excel, why they have to purchase? Okay, so a separate license, right? So for that, so wherever there is no license is available for the MS Office installed on the particular mission, the robot production mission. So for those type of things, you can use a workbook activities. No need. So no need to install the MS Office in the bots mission. So even though MS Office is there, it will work, but it won't use the MS Office framework. Okay, the DLLs, it will work. It will treat them Excel as a file system. Okay, so the first difference is no need to. It has to install. So if you use the Excel activities, the bot should install the MS Office. The second difference is like a same Excel, not any Excel, same Excel. Okay. Suppose, for example, okay, let us see. This Excel is open, right? This Excel is open. If you use an activity called, suppose, a read range or anything, so read range activity. So Excel, you are browsing the Excel. This is Excel, and the sheet name is like a summary. Okay, so you have to read the data. I'm just giving the empty so that it will read the entire data. I'm just creating the data table summary PD. Okay, something like that. Let's try to run. So let's try to run. It will just throw the exception because the Excel is in open stage. See, it is throwing the exception. Let us run now. See what it is saying, the message. This Excel is being used by the another process. So that is a problem here. Okay, so the second point. Okay, so if you close this Excel, yeah, it will work. It will work, no problem. Okay, it will go to the next step. See, it's going to the next step. So it is interacting with the web application. Okay, let's close and go for that. Okay, so the next difference is so if you just use a Excel application scopes, it will work even though Excel is in open stage. Okay, next difference is like so Excel it will work. Okay, so it works for .xlsx and .xls, .xlsm, .xlsb, like that. So the different type of extension it works. So it will work only. It works only for .xlsx and .xls. Okay, so then next one. So next one is like a fourth one. Okay, fourth one. Okay, so it has a lot of activities. So you can apply formulas or lot of activities interact with. So a lot of activities in the sense it's a very limited activities. So let us see in the UiPath Studio. If you go to the app integration, Excel, see how many activities are there. Even table process, see how many activities are there to interact with the. So you can change the Excel the color of the cells, get the color of the cells, everything is there. But if you go to the workbook activities here under system, okay, let's collapse this one. Under system, under file, under workbook, see, append line is the last one, but under workbook, you have only limited in the sense, only these, maybe 9. Okay, so see, append range, get table range, read cell, read range. Okay, these things are not. Okay, let us see now our project. So we have to read the data from the particular Excel. So you can use the read range activity to read the data from the Excel. So see, we provided the what is the path of the Excel and the sheet name, summary, and the range. So currently we have to read the entire range, not only the a single range. Okay, so if you want to read the any number of columns which is there in the Excel, those many columns and those many rows, so you don't know how many columns are there, how many rows are there. Tomorrow, if you just specify this A to F8, A1 to F8, the range. So what will happen tomorrow? They may add the new columns or they may add the new records. Okay, that's why you can give the empty. Empty means it will retrieve the entire data. Okay, and so I'm just creating the summary data table. Basically, what is the output of the read range? The output of the read range is a data table. Okay, the data table means the data table contains it is also a rows and columns, but it is in the memory. It is the two-dimensional array. Okay, it is a two-dimensional array. So it has a rows, it has a columns, it has a count, column names you can interact. So let me change the summary to summary data table. So summary data table. Okay, so if you change the summary data table, automatically it will change wherever you used. Okay, now summary data table is there. Once you get the summary data table, so this has all the data in the memory. Okay, let us debug. Okay, so you can understand now what will happen. So debug, I'm just debugging, so it will stop into that particular red mark. Okay, so that is a breakpoint. Now we can just play with that particular data table. So let us see. Okay, I will show you here. There is a three panels are there. Immediate panel, watch panel, locals panel. Immediate panel where you can just search something on that particular position. Watch panels if you want to add something. Yeah, okay, so something like a what is the IP address. So now it is a null in this point. Okay, so now if you just continue, so it will come as a value. So locals panels, anyway, locals, every activities and properties it is showing. Go to the immediate panel and see summary dt dot rows dot see summary dt dot rows dot count. So how many count? You can check the count. So how many count is there? 7. You have to check this Excel. Just ignore the headers. Okay, how many are there? 8 is there, but ignore the headers. Only the records 7. Okay, now so how many columns are there? See, summary dot columns dot count. 6 columns are there. So if you want to see the column names, columns of 0, which is in the 0th position. Okay. Request ID, see, request ID 0, everything is starts with a 0. Index always starts with a 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay, 4, 5. So here 0, 1. So this is a starting with the 0, this line. Whenever this data starts, that line is a 0th index. Okay. Let us see if you want to get this value. So this value, how can you get which row, which column? So this is a first row. First row in the sense this is a 0th row. 0 row number, column is 0, column number 1. Here column number is a 1, and here 0th column, 0th row, and row number is a 1. 1 1. See here, if you just use a summary data table dot rows of 1 and bracket 1, you can get the same data it is coming. So it's the same data. Let us try one more thing. So here 500 here. So what is the column name? Column index? So row index. What is the row index now? 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is the row index. Summary dot rows of 3, and within this you can pass the column name also. So instead of index, you can pass the column name also. Okay. See, so what is the value? 500 GB. You understand? So this is a data tables. That's what. So I want to. So okay. So we saw the a web automation. So drop down list and selectors, this thing and all. So this is a data table. So data table. See the output of the read range is a data table. The input for the write range is a data table. Okay. The output of the read cell, read CSV is a data table. Okay. There is a multiple places where using the data tables. Okay. In the data table, you can just perform and what is the number of count of the rows, number of columns, okay, within the specific cell value. Okay. So now, so if you want to iterate each and every row, okay, each and every row, so you have an activity called for each row. Okay. Use the for each row. You can use a plus button for each row, the center. Within the for each row, it is only built for the data table iteration, each and every row, the name itself. Summary data table, I'm just giving the summary data table. This current row is representing the each and every row. Initially it is a current row, next it is a current row, next this is a current row. Okay. Now so in the current row, so I'm just dragging this one, so it will open the new website. Okay, drag everything here, everything within the body of the for each. Okay, now let's simply modify so once it is open, so what is the next thing? It is simply, this is a value, right? We hard coded this value, but it is coming from a column, this column, right? B column. So just take this OS, copy this header, use this instead of hard code. So anyway, we are in the for each row. So this current row, use the current row of OS here. Current row of, in the double quotes, OS dot toString. So it will come as a first iteration, the Windows server, next iteration Windows NT, next iteration, like that. Okay. Next, go to the next thing, doing the same thing, current row of, what is the column name? So you can use the column name, otherwise column index also, 0, 1, 2. 2 is a column index for the RAM. I'm just using the here column index 2. If it's an index, you don't give in the double quotes. If it's a column name, you have to give in the double quotes. Next one. So here the find label is there. This is a HDD, hard disk. Okay, so here we have to get the data from the Excel. So 2 TB. Now also 500 GB, so 250 GB, 1 TB, like, right? So different type of things are there. So what we can do, so we can just simply use the NSN operator to store the value. Just drag and drop and create a Control K HDD size. Okay, in the HDD size, current row of HDD. It's a HDD only, right? Use the HDD in the double quotes. HDD double quotes close dot toString. Okay. Now this HDD size having the it is there in the variables. Instead of this 2 TB hardcode values, you can use the variables within the selectors also. Right click and choose the variables, choose the arguments, choose the variables and HDD size. Just select, okay, select, double click, it will just add into in the curly braces. Okay, so that it's like a dynamically it will update. Do the same thing for the applications also. Applications totally different. So the applications are arranged in the comma separated. Okay, first let us take the application here. Okay, application list equal to current row of applications, Control C, Control V, toString. See, applications, got it? And now applications having the multiple values, I'm just using the another assign operator to iterate, or otherwise you can just simply use the for each activity. There is a for each and for each row, where for each activity to loop each and every item from that particular application. See, currently we have a put EMS MS Teams, Google Chrome, 7 chip, right? There is a multiple things are there. So what you can do, so use the make that as a string and use the value in the value of the for each. We have a application in the application list dot split method. There is a simple small methods of that split method, uppercase, lowercase, these things and all. In the split method, there is a char array. So within that char array, I'm just giving the curly braces within that comma, and I'm just converting convert dot to char. So you can convert by using the to char in the double quotes or C char. CCAR is a shortcut. Okay, so because you have to provide the character array, but if you give anything in the double quotes, that is called string. So to convert that particular string in the comma into the character, so you are using CCAR method. There is a converter method. It will convert the string to the character, and this curly braces represents the array. Okay, so character array, and let's click OK. And now it will each one is like a application. Okay, so initially it will take the first one, and app contains a 7zip and Adobe Reader. Now here, as it is having the only one Microsoft Office, here Microsoft Office and MS Teams. Okay, let us go to the here. What we have to do here, just drag this inside the for each. So and then use the one variable, assign the variable app name is equal to app. So because as it is the app is a temporary variable, so we can't able to identify that variable within this selector. So we need the actual variable name. So here I'm just removing the Adobe Reader. So this name of the application is also coming dynamically. That's why choose the app and app name. Okay, so that it will come dynamically, and select the app names. Then what we have to, so click on the create server, get the details, and yeah, let us try to run. So currently closing the Excel, and so once you're done with the single record, then what you have to do, so you have to close the browsers. Okay, I'm just using the attached browser, or you can simply use the close browser activity after this. Okay, close browser, but the close browser will not work independently. You have to use the an object, at least an object. Okay, so here there is an open browser. Open browser is there, right? The open browser, the output of the open browser is a UI element, UI of browser is control K bots DNA browser. Let's use this bots DNA browser object in the closed tab. Okay. Use the in the closed tab properties bots DNA browser. Okay. So each and every activity has a properties. Okay. So property means is how the object in the object oriented you have a each object has a properties, right? In the same way. Let us try to run now. So currently we don't have any files here. Okay, any files here. Let me run the bot and see how it is creating the text files and just opening the browsers and see selecting the all the items, creating the servers. Okay, so let me just make some small slowness. Okay, once it is a click on the submit button, we will wait. So we'll just simply wait 10 seconds. So let's try to remove this one and try to run the bot. Okay, now it is closing the browser. So again, in the next record, it is taking the values and fill the all the values and getting the IP address, username and password, and creating the text files. See the text files it is creating. Okay, so this is automation. In this automation, so we just work with the web automation, Excel automation, and the text file. So we are creating the text files also, right? Okay, so we have a 7 files, and here it is a stuck. Something maybe it is not able to identify. It seems like yes. So OS is selected, RAM is selected, HDD also selected, but only the while it is checking the applications, it is having the issue. Okay, so let us see what will be the issue, and we will fix that issue. Okay. Yeah, it is saying that's label. So finding the items, it is unable to find the items for the application. Okay, so which application it is? So let's go to the text file, Excel file, and so 10 this one and see Google Chrome. So do we have a Google Chrome? Yeah, we have a Google Chrome, and 7 GB is there. Okay. Maybe few spaces also matter. Okay, few spaces also matter. Okay, so but here it is selected the 10, 8, and 2 TB. Okay, 10, 8, and 2 TB is this record. Okay, so what is the problem here? And 7 GB Chrome, Google, CHROME Chrome. Just check the selector. So how it look like the Chrome selector. Okay, indicate on the screen. Indicate on the yeah. See, it has a Chrome has a space. Do you understand? Chrome has a space. Okay, so that's why. So what you can do here is you don't know whether the application is having the space or not. I'm just giving the star, okay, star both the sides, because the star represents the it will just replace with the zero or many characters. Now let us try to run. So before running, just open the text files, whether it is having the passwords. Yeah, it is having the passwords. Yeah. Let us close the Excel. Uh, so while running this, so do you have any doubts in this whole project? You can unmute yourself and you can speak out, because it is taking time, right? So while it is completing all the 7 records.
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyone wants to ask any question? Please ask. No, sir, no doubt.
Okay.
I think there is no doubt in anything, right?
Yeah. So we can connect tomorrow with the next topics like a PDF email automation.
So I think there is a doubt in the chat box.
There is a doubt. Yeah.
Chat box, sir.
Okay. So let me
Please
see.
check it. Sir.
Okay. So how to use the click if the item is okay. So let the bot is executing. Yeah, how to use the click activity if the item is in the middle. So it see, I said, see, it is based on the selectors, whether it is in the middle or top or any place in the screen, right? It, it doesn't matter. Okay, so it is only by identifying the items based on the what images or selectors. It is the selectors. Okay, so we learn the selectors, how to tune the selectors, we tune the selectors. Okay, so luckily we have a complex selectors. Okay, yeah, we will manually scroll the page. Okay, got it. Okay, no need to scroll the page manually. See, I understand your question. So you are saying that not in the here, so maybe after scrolling like this, right? Like this here in the bottom, if you have a item in the bottom, so how can you click on this? That's what his question is, I think, right? Yes. Okay. So no need to scroll. Directly you just apply the click activity. It will scroll automatically. Okay. It will just let us see bots DNA here. See, this is a page, but actually, so we have to click. You have to check this one. Okay. Just imagine. Okay, you have to check this one. Okay. Let us use some test workflow. Test. Use a click activity. Check activity, indicate on the screen, and or just type something. Okay, type into. Okay, I'm just using the type into. Okay, indicate on screen and select the plot number. Use the something like a number. Okay, even though it is in the bottom. Okay, let's go back and click here. So where is the text box? It is in the bottom. Let's try to run the bot. So before running, I'm just giving this some small delay. So no need to give the delay, but yeah, so it will come automatically, right? That's why. So we're not scrolling up. Okay, see, the bot is scrolled up automatically. Understand? Even though the item is available in the bottom, the bot scrolls up and it will just type the things, right? So if you still the bot is not scrolling up, so what you can do, you can just simply use a send hotkey. There is a send hotkey is there. So this send hotkey will send the hotkeys, all the shortcut keys, something like that. Okay, so let us see Google UiPath. Sorry, UiPath See, this is something like there is a lot of things are there, right? Just imagine here, there is a lot of items are there. So to scroll down, let us click on the indicate on the screen and select whole screen. Okay, whole screen. I'm just whole screen and use a scroll down. See here, so down, page down. There is a page down. These things are not there. Page down. Okay, if you just copy paste multiple times, or you can just keep into the something like a while loop. Okay, see now the bot will scroll up. Yeah, see the scroll down. See, this is happening by that bot. So bot is doing this. Okay, so usually it will work for the page down also without using the page down. So it will come automatically because it is based on the selector only. If you still not able to click, then you can use the page down like this. So am I answered your question? Aman, Ashish, Gupta, do you understand? Yeah. So any more questions? Let us see here. We are getting all the 7 files with the text files, right? See all the things. Tomorrow we'll use the same logic, and we will just send the mails so to that particular email ID. And not only that, so we can create a PDFs also. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So any more doubts? Let me know. Who is our organizer, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rohit. Yeah. So
Sir, can you find out?
if no doubts, we can wind up the calls and we can connect tomorrow, right?
So guys, thank you, sir. Thank you for today's session.
Thank
It
you
was
very
a
much.
very big session, sir.
Yeah.
If anyone have any doubt, then they can send their doubts in our Telegram group,
Okay.
and you guys will get the recordings of these sessions. If anyone left by any backup, then they can refer to an recording. Anyone have any doubt?
Thank you, Rohit. Please wind up the session, and we will meet tomorrow at 3 p.m. For the entrepreneurship session. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay tuned with us. We will meet
This
tomorrow
will
at,
be the same link for joining, so keep this in mind.
yes. You all get a mail from RTVI. Just click on the same link for tomorrow. Thank
Okay,
you all.
thank you everyone.
Thank you everyone.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Have a great evening. Bye.
Thank you.